What's up, Steeler Nation? I know you guys are excited about what we just witnessed with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we're going to be brief, and I'm going to explain that to you guys here in a moment, but let me do my quick roll call. As you noticed, the intro was a lot shorter. I got to give you guys a little piece of information before we dive in, but let's do the roll call really quick, then I'm going to dive right in, all right? Really quick, guys, I'm going to say what's up to some of you people that are already in the building. Champagne Poppy, Tyrese, Man HD, Michael Garman, Fortnite God, Boulevard Ware, Clifton Millender, Jesse Williams, Brian Nash, Obi-Wan, Sloth Legacy. I haven't seen that name before. So shout outs to you. Allie Howard, Taquan Wiggins, Billy Dawes, Luke, and Scott Satoti. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And let me skip down a little bit. Shout outs to Eric Thomas, Kenyon, Relfax. We in the building, baby. I know my brother Tony is in here somewhere, and I know also Debbie is going to pop up in here. Father-in-law Leonard would pop up in here. There goes Debbie. What's up, Debbie? Let's get right to it, guys. And again, I got to cut these down extremely short, okay? Not super short, but let me explain. I hope you guys will understand, but I have to say this. My wife gave me some good advice, okay? I'm always looking for great feedback. She gave me the greatest advice. She said, look, I don't think the show should be that long. Here's the reason why. Of course, the length doesn't matter when we're doing it live, but we have to think about those who will watch it later. You know, if I want this to grow and I want this to be a reliable source where people come in and chop it up, get some information, I have to accommodate everybody. And, you know, these shows going hour and a half is extremely too long, guys. I really have to condense this thing down. I really need to stay around the 30-minute mark. I say that all the time, but I have to be very serious about that. Okay, so follow me on this one. Also, in regards to that, I know a lot of you guys want to know how can you call in. I use Skype. What I need you to do, I'm not going to, look in the chat to see who wants to come on. This is how we're going to have to do it going forward so we can be very, effective and fluid. All I need you to do, send me a request on Skype, okay? Once I have accepted your request, send me a chat to let me know, hey, can I come on really quick? I'll bring you on. We got to lock you guys down to a 2-minute maximum, okay? Because, again, I have to condense this show, and every show I would take maybe 3 to 4 calls. That's how we're going to have to do it. I hope you guys are willing to grow with me and we keep this as professional as possible. But yeah, man, I definitely have to cut it down. And again, my wife gave me great feedback. And some of you guys have said that as well. It's extremely too long. So we got to condense this thing. All right, so let's jump into it, okay? Let's get into it. We're going to talk about some negatives first. Can we get to the negatives first? First and foremost, let's attack negatives. Then we're going to go positive. Here's a negative. We have to face it. Mike Tomlin is not great at managing timeouts and challenging plays. It just is what it is, okay? Some people criticize me saying I don't give Mike Tomlin enough blame. There it is. That's one aspect of his coaching, his career that I haven't agreed with. He's not good with challenging, and it has to start with Tomlin, but even whoever else is in the booth. We're at home in this instance, so we can't use the excuse of you don't always get the replays because you're a visiting team. We're at home. We challenge plays that are clearly, it's going to be a miss. And we did it once again on that great punt by the New England Patriots. Great special teams play there. Very disciplined play by them, okay? Timeouts, we want to talk about later in the half, where we allowed New England to take so much time off the clock when we probably could have got a timeout there, get the ball back, probably around 40 seconds or so. You might get a chance for the offense to get some more points. I felt like we should have called a timeout there. My father-in-law, Leonard, felt the same way. My cousin Floyd, if he's in here, he felt the same way. I know Tony felt the same way. But I did shoot him a little bit of bail in this instance. I said, you know what? Maybe they feel like they have the lead. They don't want to force anything. Let the time run out. I get it. But again, those are key moments because with this particular team, we can't rely on defense. We got to try to score as many points as possible. Which brings me to the next negative. Let's talk about coaching again and the offensive coaching. Randy Fichtner, listen to me. Can we please stop going 5 wide all the time, particularly down in the red area? I mean, deep in the red area, 5 to 6 yards out. We on the 6-7 yard line, goal line to get to the goal. And why don't we run the ball more? Especially on a day like today when the run was going. We're going to get to that. But can we stop spreading it out so much? I know we have weapons, But can we mix it up a little bit? Because we squandered too many opportunities there to get points. We should have been way up in this game. I won't say way up, but we could probably all agree, if we're being conservative, the score should have been probably 21 at least. And we may not have needed that field goal by Boswell at the end. Should have been 21-10 for the majority of that game, but there was opportunities for more points. We keep spreading it out way too much down in the red area, deep in the red area, and a lot of times we're taking deep shots with short yardage situations. There was a deep shot opportunity that and it was late in the game. I think it was the fourth quarter. I got my notes, but we're going to do this off the head today. There was a shot, when he took the James Washington deep down the right side. If we're watching it on TV, is when we were going this way, and it was a 2nd and 6. Run the ball again right there. I felt like there were too many times where we didn't run the football, too many times where we evaded the run, and we just came out pass. Now, I get it. You have weapons, you have toys to play with. You're thinking you're going to get the advantage. I get it. But the run game was cooking. There was a point when Jalen Samuels was 7 for 70. He was averaging 7 yards per tote. And we are pass. Why? And New England is not that good against the run. I didn't understand the game plan. Tony has alluded to this in past games. I did not understand the game plan of pass. Okay? Those are my coaching things right there. Here's another negative. Boswell. Okay, we're going to pat him on the back. Y'all want to give him a round of applause? I'll do it. I'll give him a quick round of applause really quick. Okay, now that the round of applause is over, let's not forget he missed another field goal. Pushed it to the right. Again, this dude is missing them from the foot. It ain't like the wind is carrying them. He's missing these things by a wide margin. Did he come through to push it to 17? Yes, and it was down the middle for the most part, but we can't look past that. I'm telling you now, if the Steelers are able to get in the playoffs, I fear that Boswell could potentially lose a game for us or cost us critical points. Boswell has to go. And if we're going to hold on to him for this season, listen, man, I don't know if I'm comfortable with paying him the rest of that money. We might need to be looking for a new kicker. Here's one other negative that might have went past some of you guys. Did y'all notice on one of those punts, the ball hit a Patriot? Can you please explain to me why? Why in the world did Ryan Switzer dive in the pile? Why? Worst case, what could have happened is you could have recovered it and lost it. Now, granted, once it hits a defensive player, the kick team, I guess the ball is dead. But again, why are you diving in there? What was the point of that? That was silly. Okay? And again, last but not least, then I'll get into the positives. Joe Hayden on that 3rd and 16. Listen, you had pretty good coverage. The ball was wide out in front of you and Edelman. You didn't need to grab that jersey and get that pass interference. That could have cost us huge. Luckily enough, we were holding them to enough field goals. But again, I am not a biased fan when it comes to winning. I got to still point out the negatives. We had penalties. We had holding penalties. We had defensive penalties. Okay, we had a holding penalty, I think it was on DeCastro, one of those guys, when we were deep in our own territory. Could have killed us. Okay? Clock management, challenges. Come on, Tomlin. I need you to do a better job than that, okay? And I'm looking down at the time. Doing pretty good right now. We're at 10 minutes. Let's run into the positives, and then we'll get out of here. Wow. Okay, round of applause for both sides of the ball for the most part. Actually, wait. One more negative. That blown coverage on that touchdown. My goodness. What? Who blew that coverage? It looked like maybe Artie Burns was responsible because Artie got yanked right after that. Did y'all notice that? But my God, they said that was the widest a receiver has been open in proximity of a defender all season. Hogan was butt naked open. That is a huge negative, but they turned it around. They bounced back, but I can't wait for the all-22 for that one. Okay, let's get back to the positives. Welcome back, Eli Rogers. I like that. Getting Eli Rogers involved early and often turned into somewhat of an X factor. Okay, I like that. So Eli might be a weapon for us down the stretch. Again, if we can get into the playoffs, because we're not in the clear yet. Welcome, James Washington. That's the combat catch we've been looking for. That is the guy at Oklahoma State that would go up, he's a farmer and all of that, saying he's great with his hands and the dude's hands are impeccable. Those were the catches we were seeing in preseason. Those were the catches we saw the kid make in college. That's what I'm talking about, James Washington. Go up and take that ball. Beautiful stuff right there. Boy, if Juju could have came down with that one deep shot too late in the game. Great defensive play, though, by the defensive back. Did y'all see that when they showed the replay? How he raped not just his arm through, but also threw a little elbow in there to get the ball out? Got to applaud that. But we had some guys really step up today. Jalen Samuels. Another round of applause. Great job, kid. Was that boy toting that ball today? Was he looking less timid? Was he less tentative like he was against Oakland? That boy was running that ball today. Did some good things both in the pass and run game. Outstanding performance by Jalen Samuels. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Comes to find out, looked like we did have a pretty decent running back group. Even Stephen Ridley bust out a quick 12-yard tote off of our own, 2-3 yard line. Ridley has some decent runs in that game too. Kudos to the offensive line. Great job. For the most part, our receivers did a great job. Nice route ran by Vance McDonald to get the touchdown. Didn't that route look kind of familiar? Didn't we get scored on by a tight end against Oakland with that same route pretty much? Great play. Oh, wait. I forgot another negative, folks. I got to bring the energy back down. Ben Roethlisberger. And the 12 man on the field. All right, let me see who said that. I just looked over at the chat. Yeah, Debbie, 12 men on the field. That was a bonehead play again. But Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, listen. Again, the pass to the second interception to AB, great play by Gilmore. I was pissed at Ben at first, but it was a great play by Gilmore. We were pretty much running a pick with Eli Rogers. Stephon Gilmore played it perfectly. It caused that separation to not be there, bounces off AB, Harmon comes up with another pick. But the first one, I'm putting completely on Ben Roethlisberger. Where was he going with that ball? The safety help was over the top. And, here's another negative. They're coming to me again. The intentional grounding. Ben, what are you doing? And here's the thing. I get what he was trying to do, but it goes back to what I said. Play calling there. Had we ran the ball a little more down in there, maybe that doesn't happen. You run the ball on that second down, maybe that doesn't happen. And we don't lose a down and get pushed back 10 yards. There was some negatives in this game, but the positive side of it, guys, is we were able to overcome the negatives. And I'm being text, guys. Let me see if I make sure I don't miss nothing. Oh, Lord. Shout outs to my brother Tony. Another negative play. Did y'all see when Morgan Burnett ran into Cam Sutton? Did y'all see that? When he created his own pick and there was another shot down the field. I think there was the Edelman. Did y'all see that? Oh, my goodness. Guys, listen. We can complain all we want. It's a combination of coaching and talent. That's just my opinion. There's certain times where I have to look at the coaching, but there's other times I got to look at the players on that field. The big touchdown given to Hogan. What were the players doing? It looked like Sean Davis got twisted up, but again, I don't know what the corner's responsibility was until I look at the all-22. All I do know is there were 3 defenders around 1 receiver. Horrible. And Morgan Burnett bumping into his own man. Goodness gracious. And there was instances as well where Terrell Edmonds was a little late on help coverage. Remember when they were down in there they fit it in the grunt when they were driving. But listen, they won the game. Okay, so let's get back to the positives really quick. I'll look and see if we have any callers, review some of the chat, and then we'll be out of here. We're 15 minutes in. I'm doing good with the time. Okay. That defense stepped up, man. Our Swiss cheese defense, let me tell you why I'm going to give them some credit. Are they going to blow a few coverages? once or twice? I'm sure they will, because we all don't believe that they're good, right? We all don't think our defense is great. So we got to expect that. Why do I think they played a good game? Number one, they held the New England Patriots to 10 points, okay? Number two, by halftime, Tom Brady had 160 yards passing at half. He finished with a little better than that, but he had 160 yards passing, okay? Number three, in the second half, we looked like we did adjust a little bit. We started running some packages that kept things in front of us, or at least we locked up enough where when we ran man to allow pressure to get there. Number four, we were getting consistent pressure. Now, to the naked eye, it would look like, oh, we weren't getting any real pressure. Brady can get the ball off. But you got to remember, listen to what Tony Romo said. I love listening to Romo because Romo often breaks it down from a football standpoint. You got to consider the fact that Tom Brady gets that ball out of there really quick. And even Romo said it in the broadcast. Listen, after the game, I think he said the Steelers was getting way more pressure than we normally get on Brady. We did a good job. We forced Tom Brady into a mistake. Brady, what a mistake he made. I'm talking about Ben throwing it away. What a mistake Tom Brady made, and what an outstanding interception by Joe Hayden. Thank God he held on to it and kept his feet in bounds. But the defense stepped up. Now, this is what I'm saying, guys. We don't have the best defense. We all know that. But if they can give us that kind of performance, and if the offense can get going, because the offense stalled very badly in this game. We didn't see the powerful Steelers offense that usually produces 25 or more points. We didn't see that team today. And yet we were still able to claw and fight our way and keep the game. And we made the final plays late in the game because, guys, I was getting deja vu again. And like I told y'all, the only deja vu that I like is the one with Denzel Washington and Paula Patton. I don't like deja vu when I'm looking at the Steelers and they're having a team drive on them with the final drive. I don't like being in a situation that there's one play that's going to decide the game. But we made the plays today. I got to give them credit. We all know we don't have a great defense. When Cody Sensabaugh is your number two, let's be real. But I liked what they did today, mixing and matching. We seen some Sutton. We saw some Hilton. That's how we're going to have to play. We're going to have to throw all the cards out there. Because next week, whoo, buddy, we ain't going to have the comforts of being in Pittsburgh next week, buddy. And we'll talk about that on Tuesday. But that's about all I got, man. Outstanding win. It was a win the Steelers needed with their backs up against the wall, with the Ravens winning, with the other teams out there in the AFC. Your Titans are creeping up. Those Colts are creeping up. We needed that win, and we needed it big time. All right, so let's check, guys, and see if we got anybody that wants to come on. All right, I have Chris Castile, and I have Jesse. All right, let me see. Somebody else sent me a message. I will accept it. All right, guys. So I'm gonna give you guys again. We got to keep it short. You know, I'm doing good with time. Again, my wife is. You know when your wife gives you good feedback, you better listen. 2 minutes. Got to hit you guys with 2 minutes. We're gonna go with Jesse first, because you sent your message at 4:31 p.m. today. And then Chris will come right at you after that. And after that, if we don't get any more requests, I will read some of you guys' comments, and then we'll be done. We're at 19 minutes and 50 seconds right now. I'm doing good with the time. I'm a little proud of myself. All right, let me call Jesse. Jesse is trying to connect. So there we go. There we go. Jesse, what up, man?
What's going on, Sim? What's up, Steeler Nation?
Yeah,
got the win.
We got it.
Yeah,
I didn't think we would, but we got it.
Yeah, man. This might help us out, man. We still got New Orleans next week. But yeah, I want to start off talking about. I agree with you with Randy feeding and the 5-wide thing. Man. He's doing that too much when we running the ball well. Like, you know, you can mix some passes up in there, second down, but he want to line up 5-wide, empty backfield too much. Putting it on Ben, knowing he good for a pick every now and then.
Exactly. He's good for one. He's Brett Favre now.
maybe 2.
Yeah, man.
But where I do gotta give Randy Feetner credit for is when you watch the All 22, you're gonna see that some of them misdirection design runs, the pitch to Jalen Samuel to get him.
Whoa, a toss counter.
Mm,
Thank you for
have
reminding me that. That was beautiful.
he's just going that way, and you just bring McDonald over for the block, and just have Samuel just go bananas.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I gotta give him credit with that. But you also know I'm gonna let you know. I know I got 2 minutes, so this is the last thing I'm gonna touch on. But Tomlin, man, with the timeouts I'm really getting annoyed with this. I like Tomlin. I don't think he fired, but that's one thing we can go back and say his time management sucks, bro.
It do, and it has for years, man. Again, we can't, and this is living proof that we're not giving this guy a pass.
No.
Tomlin's bad with time management and challenges. Come on, man.
Come on, you at home doing that. I could see on the TV that we don't. That's not a bad. That's a bad.
2-minute warning.
The last one, because we basically need a timeout anyway. How it was gonna go, and then they end up reviewing it on their own. We end up using our timeout, but that was crazy, man. You know, he bad with the timeouts, man. It might cost us something. It might cost us a game.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Can't
we
complain.
think what we gonna do in the playoffs. We gonna need all hands on deck. And shout out to James Washington, man.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people calling him a bust, man, but you really don't realize he's a rookie. Like you gotta give these guys a chance to develop. A lot of times the players, man, they gotta play. Why our defense can hold up now with the scheme, but before they not? It's the players. They gotta execute.
Fully agree.
Time's up.
Well, definitely appreciate you coming on, man. Great segment right there. And as you guys can see, I'm getting better with my time management. But yeah, Jesse, we got to give you a shout out, man, and a quick round of applause. Appreciate your comments like always, man. And here we come to you, Chris. And then, like I said, I don't have any more call requests. After that, after his 2 minutes, we'll look at the chat a little bit, and we're going to be done. I'm proud. It's only 23 minutes off the clock, guys. I'm doing great. All right, Chris, here we come. Chris, welcome to the show, man. What you got for us?
Man, I just I was getting a little bit worried there at the end there. You know how Tom, the Brady, how he is.
Yeah.
2 minutes left. Well, I was in there in the living room. My dad. I was like, man, the only way we're going to stop him from getting in the end zone, we got to pick him off. A fumble or something got to happen because he's going in there. And I liked how I didn't know if they were just like not throwing Rob Gronkowski's way a lot, or if I don't know, or we were just taking him away out of the game or whatever. But I, for the most part, we stopped him. Most of the time, he's a killer for us, and we just literally just stopped him all the way.
Yeah, man, that's why I can't wait.
I mean, what did he have, like 2 catches or something?
Yeah, he ain't do nothing, man. I mean, what's funny though? If you look back last year, kind of similar. He really ain't kill us until that final drive, which was the dagger. But yeah, I can't wait to look at the film, man, and see what exactly we did. I know, sometimes on the broadcast, I know Romo was pointing out that we was kind of undercutting them, with Williams and had help over the top. But yeah, we held him in check. And Gordon. We didn't see Gordon at all.
Oh yeah, and Gordon, yeah. And one thing I did love is when the one play where Big Ben went down the sideline and he overthrew Juju, and then he came back and then Juju made that one catch over the guy's head. He snagged it. I love, because everyone's like, oh, he's just forcing it to Antonio Brown. And this
2-minute warning.
Really, force it to him. He was a couple overthrows and a couple, plays, but I like how he just spreaded the ball around Eli, and then Ryan Switzer got in there, And man, Jalen Samuels, that
Balled
dude
out.
right there,
Yeah. You know, I'm glad you
man.
mentioned that too, man.
He
See, you
and not even
guys,
Stephen really.
yeah, you guys always remind me of stuff that I forget to say. I wanted to point that out too about the plays. You notice Fichtner did that twice. He ran that toss counter back to back, and then,
Yeah.
like you said, he did the same thing with that Juju play. That was interesting.
Yep. And I just don't agree on some of the, like dude was talking about on just now on your call, some of the stupid play calling, or the time management, too many men on the field, and then
Oh,
when Tom Brady had the punt, they were on there, and then they took the guys off. If we, I think we should just call a timeout right then and there. We had a chance to, possibly do something at the end of the half because, Big Ben this year seems like, it doesn't matter how much
Time's
time's on the
up.
clock. It seems like he's just going down the field and getting into some type of touchdown range or field goal range or something. I think that he's like number 1 or number 2 in the league on this year on like what 2-minute warning, 2-minute game time or field goal or whatever it is or something like that. They were talking about it, but. Yeah, I think Steven really though, as far as like what he had the limited, touches, but he balled out a little bit too. He got some touches and got a couple good first downs for us in that game also.
Time's up.
And
yeah.
This win is officially, you can't now, they were talking about like Mike Tomlin should be fired or something. This win right here officially lets everyone know that Mike Tomlin has not had a losing season since he's been in Pittsburgh. They're 8-win now. Even if we lose the next 2, still a winning season.
Absolutely, man. And I got to cut right there, man, just because I got to cut the calls and keep it short. But you're absolutely right. Let's give you a round of applause for the call.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I gotta cut you. I gotta cut you short, man. So don't call back if you're hearing this. Gotta cut you, man. I gotta keep these calls short, but I appreciate it. We definitely appreciate you calling. And yeah, you are absolutely right. Coach Tomlin, listen, he's not gonna have a losing season again. And there you have it. And I get it. That's not the end all be all. I'm just saying, I don't think we can keep saying that the man doesn't have control over the team or he's lost the team when he's continued to show that times when the team look like they're in dire straits, he could actually will them back or whatever. Now, we don't know how we're going to finish, but I'm just saying, the players also got to help out the coaching. He has his bad things. We all know that, but I don't think he's a fireable coach. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the chat, guys, and we'll be up out of here. Again, let me let you guys know really quick. Whenever you want to call, I take the calls via Skype. We're not going to look in the chat anymore to see who wants to come on. I'm going to rely on you guys to send me a chat like these fellas did in the Skype and said, hey, I want to come on. I'll bring you on 2 minutes, 3 at the max, and I got to stick to that because we got to condense these shows. And outside of that, let's talk a little more here in the chat. And I wanted to answer Debbie. Debbie said, are all of the podcasts going to be 30 minutes going forward? I won't say all, Debbie, but we're going to try to keep them as short as possible because I have to think about those who will be watching later. Because, the way YouTube works, it's all about retention. And since I'm a YouTuber, I got to pay attention to that, the retention of my audience. And a lot of times when I look at these back, it drops off very, very quickly because our show, hour and a half, is just entirely too long. All right, so we're going to keep it as close to 30 minutes as possible unless we're doing a panel. That's a little something different. That's a special occasion. All right, so I'm in the chat really quick. We're going to give the chat 5 more minutes, and then we're going to be out of here. Roughly 30 minutes. Right now, we're at 30 minutes and 33 seconds, so I'm not going to go much further than 35. All right, what y'all got? Kenyon says, this is called Brilliant by Belichick on that play, Debbie. I'm not sure what play you're talking about. Let me scroll back up. See if I can find it. What about that play from the Pats when they faked the going for 4th and 1 and all of the offense ran up the field and left the Steelers defense there without... and see, and that's a key point where they said Tomlin should have called a timeout there. Yeah, that was a brilliant play and counter by Belichick. That was absolutely brilliant. Took all of the time from us. Still a Spartan says, offense again goes cold for nearly a whole half. Not going to make any noise with that level of inconsistency. I fully agree. Nays says, I thought Artie was going to come back big tonight. Yeah, he got yanked quick. Again, I can't wait to see the all 22 guys, and here's the reason why. Right after that touchdown to Hogan, we didn't see Artie anymore. I think it was on that play. I think it was that play where they yanked Artie Burns. So Artie actually started the game. He was out there on the first play of the game. Joe Bob 19 says, kind of a new swinging gate. Yeah, that was very interesting. Nightwolf says, I've been a fan since 76. Word, man, how times have changed. Absolutely. Because the 70s, we were big boys back then. RJ Killer says, who do we replace Boswell with if we let him go? It's a good question, man, because they brought in Kai Forbath. And I don't know who the other guy was that tried out. I didn't know him. I can't remember his name, but I didn't recognize his name. And that's the thing. At this point of the season, the kickers that are good, they playing. Because other guys have cut their kickers. So that's one of those things you can try to do it and get rid of them, but then it could backfire on you. But I don't know. Big Dro says Joe Hayden is the man. Yeah, Joe Hayden came up big on that play. JDC Jr. says, let me go back to your comment. Ben better stop those stupid interceptions, man. I couldn't agree with you more. My man JJ Walker says Tomlin said that wasn't Artie's fault. Okay. So I wonder why they took him out. Because I'm telling y'all, and some of you guys, again, some of y'all might not watch the game that attentively. If I'm saying that right, attentively, there you go. Y'all might not be watching it that close. But I knew the moment that Artie was out of the game. He was done. We didn't see him no more. Kenyon says that former LB's coach might have had a job waiting for him from the Steelers after the season. Great job. Helped this week. You're right. See, some of you guys might not know that. The Steelers brought in I know he coached with the Giants. I can't remember who else, but he was on the staff when they beat the Patriots. Steelers brought him in this week to work with the linebackers, and voila, it looks like they did a pretty decent job in coverage for the most part. So like Kenyon said, if next year, if we're looking to make some changes, maybe that guy will be on the staff. Remember that. Roland Young says, nah, Gilbert is done. Yeah, y'all talking about Marcus Gilbert? Yeah. Yeah, I know you do, Kenyon. That's the thing. You got that eye, that hawk eye like I do watching the game, man. No LJ Ford. LJ Ford came in there a little bit when your man when Vince went down. He came in. Oh, and thank God that Cam Hayward wasn't hurt seriously in that game. He was able to come back. And yeah, and see Kenyon. A lot of times I'm gonna let Kenyon answer some of these things because Kenyon is watching. Ford got snaps. All right, guys, I'm going to give y'all about another minute or two. Naeem says Pats are average at best with great coaching. I could agree with that. I don't think the Patriots are deep with depth, especially or talent on defense. Offensively, you could argue they got a few studs on there. But, yeah, I didn't think the Patriots were unbeatable this year, and I thought that we did a great job, honestly, even though the score didn't dictate that. I think last year, technically, we beat them. If the Jesse James thing is ruled a touchdown, we probably win that game. If Sean Davis could make an interception on Brady on that last drive, we probably win the game. But I think we outplayed them last year. So I wasn't that afraid going into this game. Even though I didn't have confidence in our defense, I felt like if we put it together, we could beat them. And we did. My boy Real Fact says, I'm always seeing Watt hustle all the time. Should rub off on Dupree. I'm glad you said that. Let me check and see if my father-in-law. Yeah, Leonard is in here. Leonard, you're going to love this. Real Facts says he's basically saying Dupree ain't doing nothing. Look, Leonard was telling me the whole game. Why don't we hear Dupree's name? I got to look at the film to see if he was getting pressured. But like you said, TJ Watt, clearly you can see him working even when he doesn't make the sack. And he got him a sack tonight. Love that kid. He's going to be a stud for us. More AGWS Sim. You said we were going 7-9 or 5-11. Yeah, I love. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what. I love being wrong about the Steelers. Just like I'm gonna say right now, we ain't gonna beat the Saints. Let's hope I'm wrong. And Kenya says, I'm trying to help my bro Sim out. Yeah. TJ Watt getting held a lot. Absolutely. Dupree tipped that screen pass. It could have been picked. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to discount Dupree, but we're going to keep an eye out. All right, guys. Last comment from Silo Ghost. Thank you, Steelers. Texans have second seed now. Whoa. That's interesting. Wow. So if it stayed like that, if it stayed as is, which we're all wishing here, third seed will go to the sixth seed, which probably going to be the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens have the type of defense that could beat New England, could get them out of there. Interesting. But all right, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I can't believe I stuck to the time. We're at 36 minutes, which is a little less than that on you guys' end. It's just showing me when I officially started the stream. This is how we're going to have to do it each and every week. We can't have it too long. Love you guys. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, if you like what you saw, subscribe. Also, help your boy out. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Get my likes up, please. Share the stream. And also, hit your notification button. Ring that little bell so you know when the videos are available. And we'll see you guys again on Tuesday for Terrible Towel Tuesday. For you newcomers, that's where we review the film. I show a good amount of all 22 footage. We talk a little bit about what transpired in the game, and we look ahead to the next game, which is the New Orleans Saints in the Big Easy. So, there you have it. I'm out. Appreciate it. Here we go, Steelers. Huge win for now. Let's hope we stay up these next two games and not back down talking about how we missed the playoffs. All right, man. I'll catch you guys later. Watch some football here tonight, even though it's not the best game. You know, let's enjoy some football coming off of a win from our boys. Catch y'all later. Y'all be good. Peace.